Hello and welcome, dear colleagues and fellow researchers. Today, under semiotics, I would like to talk about analog oppositions. Analog oppositions refer to pairs of oppositional signifiers in a paradigm set representing categories with comparative grading on the same implicit dimension. Exemplification, when we say good and bad, where not good is not necessarily bad, and vice versa. In semiotics, analog oppositions refer to a type of meaning making structure based on gradual continuous differences between signs rather than binary or categorical distinctions. Scholars like Roman Jakobson and Rola Barthes noted how analog signs such as images, gestures, or tones can carry complex meanings through continuous variation, unlike words which are more digital in structure. The pairs of oppositional signifiers in a paradigm set representing categories with comparative grading on the same implicit dimension and which together define a complete universe of discourse or the relevant ontological domain. For example, cold coffee and hot coffee. In these two phrases, cold and hot are oppositional signs, but there is gradation in terms of hotness and coldness. People normally say, I do not drink such a hot coffee, where coffee is hot but colder than the other hotter cup of coffee. There is gradation in terms of temperature. Such oppositional signs are called analog oppositions. Analog oppositions involve a range of spectrum of meanings where signs differ by degrees rather than in a strict either or way. This contrasts with binary, that is, digital oppositions, which are clear cut and mutually exclusive. For example, black or white, male or female. The analog oppositions have certain key features, which are first, continuous scale, that is, signs exist along a gradient. For example, warm will lead like there is warm, hot, very hot. So these are different what we call grades of temperature rather than in a separate boxes. Second is relative difference. Meanings are defined in relation to other signs along the same continuum. Third is context sensitive. Interpretation often depends on subtle variations and cultural norms. And fourth is fuzzy boundaries. That is, unlike digital oppositions, analog oppositions lack sharp dividing lines. So, in our facial expression, for example, a smile can vary from a slight grin to a broad smile, each variation carrying slightly different meanings in the given situation. Second example can be in our habit of dressing, for example, there are variations in terms of formality of our dress in terms of casual, smart casual, semi formal, formal. So there is no strict cutoff, just shades of meaning. So these variation where the absence of one does not mean the other is normally taken as analog oppositions, while in distal opposition, we normally read it as the absence of one will imply the other. For example, male versus female. So if it's not male, then it will be normally read as female. So that is all for today. Thank you for watching.